Hello everyone, I am CoolGuy, and today I would like to talk about exotics. You know, an exotic, a strikingly unusual, strange in effect or appearance thing. What are these guns and armor supposed to be? What do they represent? What is the idea of an exotic? And the main question is, how should they be handled in Destiny 2? We're mostly going to be talking about guns today. Armor does apply to certain areas though, and over the years I've heard several different viewpoints of exotics in the game. Are they weapons that are supposed to be the absolute top tier best things in the game, or are they just things and weapons and armor that are just supposed to be different looks, different perks? And when something got nerfed, like way back in vanilla Destiny, you'd go on forums and usually there's just that one outrageous reply, something along the lines of, oh great, it's nerfed now. My Suros regime, just because you scrubs can't use it, great, you know, just whatever. I mean, it just kind of gets, you know, backlined in your mind. But a lot of people are like, well, it's an exotic. It's supposed to be the best, you know, why is it getting nerfed? So as far as balancing for Destiny 2 goes, there are a couple sides to the discussion. How the community looks at it, and most importantly, how Bungie looks at it. And I feel it's a good time to discuss our side of this discussion. And starting off, one of the worst things that the community can do is cry nerf. That can't happen without justification, guys. That is a road that when you go down it, it's steep, and we've learned there's really no coming back from it for the most part. Take the Vex Mythic class. In this clip we're doing 49 to the head, and this is post-nerf. Now the original Vex did 56 to the head, and then there was crowd control after that 56. This is an instance where, I'm sorry to tell you, there is no room in the Crucible for a 56 headshot Vex. There just isn't. That nerf is justified for the Crucible, but in Destiny 1 weapons were blanketed, and when it was nerfed in PvP, it was also nerfed for PvE. And we discussed this in a previous video, but the Vex is an exotic. There are certain weapons in Destiny that you remember. It's why we play the game. There's a weapon or two that you're going to have a really fond memory of for years to come. Everyone remembers their first Gallarhorn. For most, they remember their Vex, and to this day I feel the Vex Mythic class should be one of the absolute best PvE weapons in the game. But since that original nerf, the weapon has never felt the same for years. Even now, it's only kind of usable in a solar burn, when a solar burn is in effect, but even then there are still better options. And in Destiny 2 they have confirmed that they can focus on certain issues in the Crucible. They can fine-tune a weapon if it's under or overperforming, and that's great news. That way it doesn't carry over into PvE, hopefully. But that isn't to say a blanket nerf or buff can't happen. Let's take another weapon, the Red Death. Now this is prime original Destiny Red Death, and if we remember correctly, the original Red Death was of the high impact class, like the Parthian shot. So the weapon was considered very weak in the start of Destiny. It's not that it was bad by any means, but these were the days of arc bolt, blink, auto rifles. It was different times, and with a skilled hand, the Red Death could do work, but it was considered very bad. It was considered so bad that it got a buff, and a pulse rifle blanket buff. I mean, it's got its rate of fire bumped up a little bit to shoot a little bit faster, and with all these additions you could two burst pretty well with aggressive ballistics, a little bit faster now. It did have its time in the spotlight, then other weapons took over. It got its range tinkered with, its health regeneration tinkered with. Now it's never seen, and I can think of more than a dozen weapons I would use over it now currently. And this is where I'm going with this. In the span of years of weapon tinkering, Red Death has always been one of my favorite weapons in the game. But if you go full circle with the game where it's at right now, Red Death would do way better off if it was reverted back to its year 1 archetype. Now the Parthian shot is a really good weapon. I mean, it can 2-burst if all your shots land, but if Red Death went back with its high impact, we also have aggressive ballistics, making that 2-burst a lot easier. Then you'd have high caliber rounds and unflinching. I can guarantee you the Red Death would be used a lot more often now and would have a place currently in Destiny. So when nerfs happen, or when new gear in this game comes out, when Destiny 2, when all that stuff comes out, I really hope that Bungie looks at how the game is and was and makes decision based on what is happening right now. Don't leave certain stuff left behind. Personally, that's how I think about it. Also, with Bungie, what they did in year 1 is they made each weapon have its time in its light, right? In the spotlight, we talked about it. There was an auto rifle meta, pulse rifle meta, hand cannon, sniper, sidearm. There's a scout might have multi-tool meta. But when you take exotics like Mask of the Third Man, and newer players won't believe me when I say in year 1 with Arc Bolt, Blink, Hungering Blade, the Mask of the Third Man was absolutely feared. You did not want any part of that Blade Dancer. But now, since Blade Dancer has been so nerfed to the ground, I haven't seen that helmet used in over a year and a half. But of course there are exceptions. There are hundreds of thousands of players. There might be a guy out there right now with Mask of the Third Man, but not so much. Take the Knucklehead Radar, then the Artifact being introduced. Take gear that never really caught on, like the Warlock's Alchemist or the Boolean Gemini. Certain exotics never caught on, and I wish that they were adjusted at some point. The most beautiful helmet in the game, the Astrocyte Verse, still doesn't do anything. So my hope is that exotics don't get left behind and are updated with the times. Some are all around good, they're just stagnant exotics. I mean, the Lord of Wolves, Hardlight, Monte Carlo, Might of Multi-Tool, there's a bunch of them. But personally, I don't believe that they should be the best weapons in the game, but they should be good though. In early Destiny, we saw a lot of Suros, Last Word Thorn, and I believe the exotic should lead the archetype that it's in just by being different. You know what you get out of the weapon archetype that you're using, but it has that one thing that makes it great. Thorn's Burn, a Red Death's health regeneration, a Hawkmoon's holding aces. That's what makes it exotic to me, and when changes happen, I feel those special little things should be held onto with the highest regard. When they're tinkered with, remember what makes them exotic. So to answer the question, how should exotics be handled in Destiny 2, my insight is that again, they should be held with high regard. At the end of Destiny 1, most legendaries outperformed exotics, and that's just how it worked out. But at some point, most of these exotics lost a little bit of their magic, and the ones that have stayed still have a place, the Sleeper Sim, the Zalo, the Icebreaker. I just hope that these things are reviewed and looked at when updates happen. All of them. Those exotics, that loot is a big reason why we play Destiny. And some of the issues won't happen due to their ability to fine-tune adjustments in Destiny 2, but I still feel that this needs to be said. So that's the question for you. What's an exotic to you and how should they be handled in Destiny 2? Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.